Oh,
It is the Two Bros Show. As Jason
I
just
can't hear him.
ass down, I'm gonna take you off screen.
Why can't I hear him?
And it's the Two Bros Show. I'm Rob Staggenborg, your host. The shirt. Jason has just joined us, and tonight is our special Saturday night kind of sports extravaganza, dude. We got NHL hockey. What great win by the Blues tonight. Tons of games going on all across the league. College football is amazing if you're following college football. Alabama took on the chin today. Sorry, spoiler alert. So that was the number one team in the or one of the top three teams in the nation. I don't know where they're ranked. And then certainly we're talking about the Major League Baseball with the playoffs. So I see Jason's going to be coming in here in the camera in a moment because, again, we're talking about some big news here about Philadelphia Phillies. They advance over the Atlanta Braves. And then as we said earlier, the Houston Astros, they went for 18 innings and they actually won 1-0 on a home run in the top of the 18th inning. So great job by the Houston Astros. And believe it or not, the Houston Astros are the only team, Jason, I wish you're on because I'm going to quiz you on this shit later, dude. I am. So they're the only team to go to the ALCS 6 years in a row. Probably no team has ever done that. Now, I'm relying on the internet. I can't say that is the truth, but they've been there at least 6 times in a row. I'm not sure too many other teams that have done that. So, Jason, I'm going to roll you in, bro. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Nothing much, man. A lot of crap going on, dude. It depends on what your thing. Are you into football, hockey, baseball? I mean, shit, I'm sure NASCAR's going NASCAR too. What are you thinking, dude?
Just for me, hockey and baseball, pretty much.
Hockey was a big night for the Blues. Your Blues there. They come back, big win, what, 5-2 or 5-3 was it?
5-2.
5-2. So that's a good start. You know, they played a good team. They played with Johnny Gaudreau in the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they're a good team. So definitely respect going on there, man.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you heard that the Philadelphia Phillies, who eliminated the Cardinals, they eliminated the Atlanta Braves. So they're going to the National League Championship game, and I'm going to check the score here in a little bit. The other side, we got the Dodgers and the San Diego Padres going. So, again, two teams that spent a lot of money. And, again, Philadelphia, they bought Bryce Harper on board, and that's a lot of money they spent on that guy. So, you know, it just shows you if you spend money, things happen, right, bro?
Yeah, man. I always root for the team that beats us. I want to be beat by the best team. So if they win it all, then I can feel like they deserved it.
Well, you know, I don't.
And JT Remuto, oh my gosh, what a game he had! That was insane.
I know he had an inside the park home run, which is very rare, and just what he had with 4 RBIs, he just went off, man. Great. And then the thing I love, this is what I love about postseason baseball, even though the Cardinals are out of it, and I understand that, you know, that's reason for a lot of people to be angry and annoyed and all that stuff. But you know, I actually continue to watch the playoffs because to me, once my heart's kind of out of it, I can really kind of start watching the teams and see. And Jason, I'm going to tell you, man, it comes down to the teams that spent big money on pitching and hitters, they're left standing.
Yeah, a lot of times they are.
No, to this year, so San Diego, they went out and got Manny Machado, paid big money for Manny Machado.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they end up going. They end up getting Juan Soto at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
pick up there, and then certainly Yu Darvish has some great pitching staff, and you know the Dodgers are, you know, they're the class of the cream of the crop, man. You know, until they win it, you can't take that away from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. I remember when Detroit used to do that to us for 3 seasons.
Yeah. Hey, man, we got someone on the chat. Let's see who we got. If it's the Dallas Stars look good, okay. Appreciate that. Comes as that Facebook user. But I'm wondering if that's our man, John Hefner. I'm not sure. Sometimes we can't tell who's on there until they actually put their name out there. But thank you for the comment. We're going to post that on our board. want to let folks know that they can hit us up on the chat line, and we'll answer questions as best we can. And we have a sort of a structure. We have some things we'd like to do, but certainly we'll let you chime in with some comments and what have you. So again, I want to thank our chat line, everyone on the chat line, and I want to just welcome everybody to join in on that. So Jason.
Yes, sir.
Like, we do kind of a news show.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, more or less. I can't let the college football thing go because I know you're not a big fan of it, and I get it. Illinois became bowl eligible, as they say. Look at that big old brewski, man. That's my bro, man. Hey, it's not a Stag beer. I wish it were. It's my name. It's a Shiner Bock, my friend. It's Saturday. We've earned it. So anyway, what I was saying is that, for Alabama to lose, like, they haven't lost in like 3 fucking years, dude. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So they lost today. Tennessee, really kind of an upstart team, got a brand new coach, and actually a guy who used to be an assistant for the University of Missouri. And mea culpa, I've been very critical of the University of Missouri in the politics surrounding their athletic program, and I won't get into that. So now that touches a nerve with a lot of people. But the Illini are bowl eligible. Tennessee, they made a statement today. Wow, it's going to be interesting if you follow college football. The month of November, it's going to be really interesting because now there's going to be some really key matchups coming down the next few weeks. So they're kind of done with the blood donors and the people the teams that they can roll over. So now they're into like teams that they have to beat and be a little bit more competitive. So I'm enjoying it this year because I haven't really been much into it in the past, but this year I'm enjoying it, dude.
It sounds fun. I just wish I could,
Well, it's not for everybody.
I know. I love it, but it's just I can't pass the 1-game playoffs. I can't get past it. It's like a block.
That's what they're kind of saying. Basically the month of November is the playoff. It's like the entire month into December. Those last 4 games are the kind of playoffs to get into, it's all about corporate money and what they can put on TV and crap like that.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I'm talking about football in general. That's why when people talk about football, I'm always like, Mama always said foosballs are the devil. Because I can't stand 1-game playoffs. I just feel like the ref controls it. The fans control it if they drown out whatever they're trying to talk to about. It doesn't tell me who the best team is. So it's just like I can't do football because of that. But I like it.
Wait, so let me think about this. What is any other team sport that only has a single elimination? College football, we said that, obviously. Soccer, I think they do, and college soccer or whatever. But no, actually, to be honest with you, I think that the MLS Cup, the professional team is coming to St. Louis. I think that, like, in the playoffs, it's like a best-of-3 series.
I hope so, or I'm going to lose interest in soccer real damn quick, people.
Because I think what they did is they had home and home, and then if there was tied, they did like a mini shootout game or something like that. Whatever. I don't quote me on the rules, but it's going to be interesting when they get the soccer going.
I got my communications director over here to the left of me.
Oh, really? Our man TJ?
He's in the hallway, like
TJ.
dancing and humping the air.
He used to be on the couch. What, did he get demoted? He got demoted off the couch?
No, I wanted his ass to wake up.
Oh, yeah. He did sleep on the couch a lot. Like, dude, he's like the dude in Half Baked, the guy that sleeps on the couch who levitates.
Couch guy? Is that his name?
Stephen Wright was the guy who did the part, but it was, the guy levitated on the couch. That's TJ, man.
What did they call him? Didn't they call him Couch?
The guy on the couch. He didn't have a name. He just the guy on
the
the couch. Insane. But hey, listen, before we get too deep into it, because we promoted and we're hoping to have our man Lance on. He says he's going to be on in probably about 20 minutes here or so. So we're going to go through a couple news stories. I think you're going to be very interested. But before we do any of that stuff, Jason, I always do this. Welcome to the Two Bros Show. Here's your host, Rob Staggenborg, with co-host Jason Nichols. Let's go to the studio. Dude, I'm punching a speed bag, man.
Don't lose.
Hockey's back, dude.
I know.
Dude, you are like, what? Schlumley, wake up, dude. I know why you are buzzed. The Flanagan, you got the Flanagan disease.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
is he looking a little blurry? It wasn't like that a minute ago. Oh, no, it's changing now. It's good. It's okay.
It's just me. Hey, listen.
Ink.
We
It's
do.
kinda looking blurry.
What?
It's like breaking up a little bit. Your
I
screen.
don't know, dude. I don't know.
Either.
Well, I just saw the board.
It's it's about the same. I can hear you though.
Fucking better on this
Oh,
guy.
no, now you cut out a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of breaking up. You remember the scene in Back to the Future where Michael J. Fox is disappearing off the.
Yeah, that's me. I think it's
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
hello.
Hello.
Ask me, can you hear me? Because I have a lot to say.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, now because we said that, we owe freaking Verizon $8 billion because we used freaking saying, you son of a bitch.
I'll just call Ryan Reynolds.
You know what? Just reach out and touch someone, okay? Just reach
I-
out. Hey, listen, dude, this is a real story. And so 3 dudes take off on a fishing trip. They're going to go catch some grouper off the coast of Louisiana. Okay?
Yeah,
Mexico.
some grouper.
They've done, yeah, or snapper, whatever it was. They're not fishing on a fishing boat to catch fish, to sell, bring back, all that kind of shit. So these 3 dudes are out there, and all of a sudden the storm rolls in, and then the boat starts taking on water. They're like, oh shit, man, what we do? All the boat falls apart. They're thinking, what the hell? Like, what do we do? So luckily, one of them, or the 2 of them one has a bandana.
Yeah.
Pulls the bandana up, and he ties 2 of the coolers they had on board, ties them together.
Yeah.
Flotation, like a flotation raft,
Mhm.
So these 3 guys stayed out in the Gulf of Mexico for 28 hours, dude.
What was
Okay.
the water temperature?
It was like 78 degrees. That's a very good point. Jason, you're on top of this shit because hypothermia is a real fucking deal.
Yeah.
Anything under your body temperature will eventually eat away your body heat. And that's exactly what these son of bitches were facing.
Yeah.
This guy was screwed. And then guess what? Sharks. The dude got attacked by a fucking shark, dude. Okay. Well, this is verified on CNN. I know people hate CNN, whatever, but the
I
news
love seeing it.
on CNN, it's going to be in the links. I'll put it in the links here after the show. So the shark comes up on this guy. And the guy just tore off his life vest. You know what I mean? A shark, like a black tiger shark. And this guy's like, oh man, what the hell? So the shark nips his finger. So there's blood in the water. He's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So guy has the sense of mind as the the shark was like pulling at his vest to poke that son of a bitch right in the eye.
Yep.
Boom! Took off. Nope. I'm done. Don't need any of it.
That's
Shark
the, that's the first thing you're supposed to
in the
do.
water because he nipped his
Yeah.
So all night long there's sharks circling. And then not only that, they're getting stung to hell by jellyfish, dude. Jellyfish are just stinging them. So they like float all night, don't even know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? And Coast Guard's out looking for them or whatever. Well, the one guy decides, I know that, trust me, this is a fucking surreal story, dude. The one guy decides, I'm going to float back. There's a shrimp boat a couple miles back. I'm going to try to swim it. Okay?
Yeah.
Get to that shrimp boat so we could call, get rescued or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out the shrimp boat ended up taking off. But at one point, he pulls out his phone and had like a little, like a nut hair of fucking battery juice on it. Like little, just a nut hair. So he's floating in the water and all of a sudden, text messages all pop up on his phone. He has cell. So he fucking like gets his pins of his location, which it's easy to do. I don't do it a lot, but I know people do that. Pins his location from his phone, texts it to a friend, and then his phone goes silent. Doesn't hear nothing. It's like, fuck, what? He's like fighting off these sharks, stingrays, or not stingrays, but the fucking jellyfish and shit. So what happened though was that there was a Coast Guard out looking for them, but they would never have found them. They said they would never find them until they knew that pin. When they got the pin from the friend, they were able to come down to 1,000 feet above the sea and skim it, and they could see one guy waving his arm out in the water, and they rescued him.
What the hell?
Is that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. What kind of phone?
Then of course they went back and rescued his other buddies. So all three of them are at a hospital in Louisiana or whatever. But dude, for 28 hours they're fighting off sharks.
So wait, I didn't hear the part where the guy split up from the other ones.
Well, it was in the morning. They went all night, fought off sharks and all that shit. In the morning, he's like, look, we're not going to be found. I need to go back. There's a shrimp boat.
Oh yeah. You said that. I remember that.
We're swimming.
I thought they were still together. I thought they went together.
There were three of them, so two of them stayed together, and he floated off. He, like in the middle of that was the whole thing, in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. He puts up his phone in the middle of the air, dude. And all of a sudden he gets like cell service. And all of a sudden his like chat line just like,
Sometimes media saves lives. Most times it kills them.
I don't know who this is. A message. I'm not really sure who this is from. He notes on Wednesday. I think that might be our man John Hefner, because I know he's been kind of hurting with his leg and stuff here. So, and then he put another one that I'm not really sure is crazily appropriate. So I'm just not gonna put it up there. We'll just leave that one alone here. So, but anyway, so thank the person had enough sense to like just pull out their phone. And as soon as all the text messages appeared, he realized he hit a nut hair, dude, a nut hair of a signal. Enough to save his damn life, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's save his life.
That's crazy.
Isn't it nuts, dude? Like, I am serious. That is not a story that I made up.
You do realize whatever phone service and company he has is going to pay that man millions of dollars to use that story for their phone.
Something, man, something.
Think about it. Think of the publicity. If they could pay him and he could be like, whatever it was, AT&T, T-Mobile, he could be like,
who knows, yeah.
Save my life, whatever, he's going to get rich. He deserves to.
It was a freak accident. The boat just took on water. That's all it was. Just, it happens. I mean,
I know.
The boats just have taken on water. Luckily, we were able to, shovel it out. But it's like, dude, we need to get off to the side. It's nothing. You
Oh,
know,
I'm just saying.
there's nothing to screw around about, man. Nothing at
No.
all.
Mother Nature dealt them a bad hand.
I thought this was a dude show. What in the heck, man? I bet this is Roland. Roland's bagging on us, I'm sure.
Rowan?
Must be been drinking because he works blue after 10 o'clock. So, but anyway, we're talking about these guys who like we're saved, and that reminds me, Jason. Apparently, there's a movie that's either out or is coming out that I think I want to see. Do you remember the soccer team in Thailand or wherever it was where they got locked in that cave for like 3 or 4 days, and there had to be some diving crew had to like dive through this cave and rescue these kids and bring them out. Do you remember that story? This was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't remember it being a soccer team, but yeah, I do remember it.
They're all kids from a soccer team, and they were after practice. They just decided to go around and play around and stuff. And they went like walking in these caves. No big deal. Well, apparently they got in deep enough that behind them the water level rose, so they had to like crawl up on a rock and basically stay on like this rock grotto for like 3 days, huddled together. It was crazy.
That's
There's gonna be a movie about the divers, and I forgot who's in it, but it's gonna be a movie about the divers and all that. So I like stories about that. To me, that's like the human spirit, like surviving. You know what I mean?
That's gonna freak me out, man, because I've been in caves and I've been through some tight spots, but nothing like I've seen on video. And if it shows stuff like that, I'll get nervous.
It is something else, man. I'm just telling you. Well, listen, we're gonna launch to a quick break, and then I think our man Lance is gonna join us. He's popped up on the screen here. So, I'm gonna give it again, since it's the holiday season. Happy Halloween, everyone. Our big open, and Jason walks away. Can you believe it? This is why I love this. It's so unscripted. So first of all, I just want to say, Lance, it's great to see you, man. I just haven't seen you in 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's nice to see you guys too. I know that we talk on Twitter and stuff, but yeah, I haven't seen you guys in a while. And Jason sends me messages, and I talk back and forth to him. But
Sure.
It's nice to be here.
Thanks, well, Jason. The reason why he's on, number one, he's a great friend. He runs the Drop podcast. We'll give him a chance to kind of promote his podcast here in just a few minutes. But it's hockey season, dude. It's like since I moved from St. Louis, I'm a little bit more removed from the Blues, but I still follow the Blues. Jason obviously is a homer. He's got his shirt, he's got his Blues underwear on and everything. But I just thought it'd be great just to talk about the league in general. I mean, we saw tonight Johnny Gaudreau in the Blues. We saw Nazem Kadri. He scored a goal for his new team. So a lot of new faces in the move. But the answer becomes like, can they beat the Avs? They're defending champs. So welcome to our show, man.
Thanks. It's nice to be on and talk about the Blues and the rest of the NHL.
So the question, what do you think? Can the Avs walk in as the odds-on favorite? They're the defending champs.
Well, I think they're still going to be good. There are some people that have picked them not to even make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be that bad, but they've had a huge turnaround, and chemistry is a huge thing. Yeah, the Blues lost Perron, but I think they can make that up. Thomas and Kyrie are a year older. They're on their new contracts. They've got something to prove. It's just, I think everybody is overhyping Colorado. They've done it for 4 or 5 years now. They finally won the cup. And, after the other teams, like when Tampa's won a cup, you could tell they were focused to win it to the next cup. They wanted that badly. And yeah, it was in the shortened season, but they wanted it badly. I keep hearing all the talk in the interviews with the Colorado players. Very few of them talk about repeating. And you've got to have that mindset that as a goal there. And, everybody's beating the Blues up for basically losing Perron and Husso, but they're not taking into account Colorado losing 5, 6, I think it's 6 players total. The chemistry is not going to be there for a while. I think Colorado's going to be a very good team, and they're going to compete for the Central Division title, but they're not going to be such a shoe-in. And a lot of people are picking the Golden Knights too. And the Golden Knights, even though they started out good, they just don't have a good enough team in my mind to compete for the cup.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some serious roster issues and contract issues and salary cap issues and issues. Every time you talk about the Golden Knights, you have to use the term issue because it seems like they have a lot of issues. So another team that again, we're going to get into a lot of different sort of teams, but a team that I've been kind of pleasantly surprised. I've gained an association with the New York Rangers with a friend of mine who's very much into that. So I've been kind of following their progress. And again, certainly they have a lot of they still have front office issues as almost every team who's at the Avalanche, I guess, at this point. But I think the parity in the league is starting to kind of get there. What do you think? I mean, we still have the Arizonas of the leagues and the Kraken and whatever, but I mean, 16 is pretty competitive.
Yeah, and the Rangers are going to have a good team. I mean, they've got Zibanejad, they've got Kreider. They got a goalie that wants to prove something. And, the big mistake we were talking about Vegas before is them letting go of Gerard Gallant. And I told people when he went to them, I said, they're going to be a good team because he's a good coach. I said, the Knights made a huge mistake moving on from him the way they did because he knows his players. He knows how to put them in situations to where they're going to succeed. He's just a good coach.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a definitely, like you said, a great goaltender. And again, I don't want to appear to be like really leaning towards one particular franchise, but you have to be impressed with what they've done in a short period of time. Again, as we talked about, let's go ahead and talk about the Blues first because that's you guys' home team. Close, but kind of petered out the past 2 seasons. They get to the playoffs, huffing, puffing, and playing like really as one of the better teams in the league at that time, and just out like a lamb.
And I honestly think the series would have been at least 7 if Bennington hadn't got hurt because he was playing his best hockey of the season in the playoffs. And I'll tell you, a lot of guys from Minnesota told me we lost the series when Husso came out and Bennington came in because then Minnesota had to change the way they attack Bennington because Husso's not good handling that puck. He's not like that third defenseman like Bennington can be, and it really messed up their game. And I honestly think if Husso would have stayed in, we wouldn't have got out of the first round. If Bennington stays healthy, we had a chance of beating Colorado. And in fact, Tampa, beat them a couple games in the Stanley Cup, but Tampa was wore out by that time. The Rangers wore them out, and they were wore out from that point on. But, I think the Blues still have a good team. Yeah, like I said, they've lost Perron. They lost Husso. Everybody's down on Thomas Greiss. Thomas Greiss, if you look past his year with Detroit last year, he's always been a pretty good goalie. He's never really been the number one, but he's played 40 games, so on and so forth with the Islanders. And when the Islanders had a good team in front of him, he's pretty good. So I don't think we're going to miss Husso. And like I said earlier, I think players are going to take up the slack. Players like Jake Neighbors, who had a goal tonight, they're going to take up the slack from David Perron leaving.
I mean, Jordan Kyrou, it opens some eyes for him. We learned that Braden Shen's been injured, pretty much the entire time he's been in blue. Colton Franco has been banged up. So, the expectation is that they're going to be good, whether or not, they show up and do the things. Because, again, is the locker room steady? And, again, I know there's been some discussion about that. And Craig Berube, by all accounts, is well respected. But, the fact is he hasn't got it done. And, people don't have patience after 4 years.
Yeah, and, everybody's happy he won a cup in 18-19. But I always tell people he did a good enough coaching job. Those players didn't have the chemistry at the first with Bozak coming in, with O'Reilly coming in, and with Perron coming in after they got him, after they signed him. It took those guys some time. O'Reilly was one of the few guys in the first half of the season that played great. He played great from the time he hit the ice with the first game. And it took those guys some time to gel. But once they gelled and Bennington came in, it was like a different team. I think there's a lot of coaches out there that could have coached that team to a Stanley Cup, and people might disagree with me. And I'm not saying Berube's not a good coach. I just think he got that team and they just started playing well together, and he rode it with them.
You make a good point, Lance.
Jason, what do you want to jump in here, man?
No, I was just gonna say I forgot. But he made a good point about the team. I mean, about man, what were you just saying, bro? I got
just
lost.
About chemistry or
no, the last thing you were saying.
about the team gelling at the right time the year they won the cup.
Yeah.
About Coach Berube, and it's kind of time for him to, So
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Berube. I don't know. I think he did good for us, but we'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what I noticed last year, and I do know for a fact he had how they have meetings with players after the season, and then they have the GM coach meeting. I do know for a fact, and this came from Doug Armstrong's office, I was told that he basically told Berube, we want you here, but you've got to make some changes. Yeah, we love your defensive style, but you've got to let some of these young guys' talents come through, like Kyrou and Thomas. You can't expect Kyrou and Thomas to be top defensive players in the league. You just need them to be responsible. You need to not be so hard on the young guys, to give them a chance. And I think all the injuries and COVID last year forced him to really do that.
But boy, I'll tell you, it really brings up a bigger issue of the window in the NHL. It's like if you're a star and you don't get it within the 2-year window, I mean, there are pieces around you are falling apart. It's really, that's why you mentioned about the Tampa Bay. You're right. They were very dominant for those 2 years, but boy, that third year they were old, banged up, beat up, and their goalie basically kept them in it all season. It was fantastic. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is it took the Avs, which, Nathan McKinnon. And again, I'm a firm believer that there were some calls that went the Avs' way, and there's some things
there were.
That the NHL, because it feeds that narrative of this new market. And, I think there's so much desperation to grow the game.
Yep.
And they do it kind of through hook and crook in some ways. And in a lot of ways, it cheats out the traditional markets in favor of, the Floridas, or, they try to make them into these great historical markets, and they're just not.
No, and one thing about Bettman, and I will say one of the owners told me, and he said all the owners feel this way, until Bettman stops, if he stops making the money, they'll move on from him. But he's made them owners a lot of money. And there were some owners that actually wanted Quebec to get the team instead of the Golden Knights. And a couple of those owners were up in Canada because they want that competition. They want more people in Canada. And I think Quebec, has earned to get a team back. They always supported the team. They sold out. They had 50 or 60,000 deposits on for a team. They have an arena that's just a few years old that's ready to go. The problem with the Nordiques and why they moved to Colorado was not because they didn't draw enough. It was because the owner. That's exactly why they moved. And Bettman, if you talk to him at face value about the Arizona Coyotes, I'm not moving them. They're not moving to Quebec. We're not going to Canada. But behind the scenes, he's kind of making a little bit of a plan that if they falter in these next couple of years and can't draw 5,000 people a game, and that stadium deal falls through, he wants to move them to San Antonio or Houston. And I don't understand those. People say, well, Houston had that AHL. Yeah, they had a minor league team. It's a lot harder and more expensive to support an NHL team than it is a minor league team.
What blows me away is that people don't understand that a city could go from being a major league city to a minor league city very quickly because the city doesn't focus on whatever. They don't provide there's not hotels, there's not a partying district around the stadium. There's a lot of things. So I was telling Jason, one of the best examples I saw of a place that does it great is in Detroit, which who wants to go to Detroit? But if you're a sports fan, it's like the bars are there, the baseball stadiums there, the hockey, it's all right there, and it's just beautiful. It's a dream, So, but I think what you bring up a point is people say, well, Houston, they had a team. Well, they had a team fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was in my late 20s. I was in my late 20s, early 30s the last time they had a team, and I'm 53.
Hey,
like the Atlanta Flames, what's that whole deal?
Real quick, apparently somebody on the chat thinks Tarasenko is going to score 164 goals.
That'd be great. That'd be great, but I don't see that happening. I will say one thing, and sorry, Rob, I didn't mean to interrupt you. A lot of people don't think Tarasenko can have a season like he had last year. He most definitely can have that type of season, and goal scorers, they may get older, but when the puck is on their stick and they're in a good position to put off a good shot, they score goals. I don't care if they're 34, if they're 30, if they're 28. Goal scorers don't stop scoring goals. The Blues are going to have a problem. keeping him or O'Reilly because they cannot keep both. And in my opinion, if the Blues do well with their youth, they may not keep either one of them.
Wow. That's interesting. Right. I think that Ryan O'Reilly would not be on the Blues is like would cause a riot, I would think. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, I was told
that window will close this year.
Yep. And they're trying to keep that window open by keeping the veterans there. And it used to be Rob and oh God, I almost called you Jason. Yeah, Jason. It used to be that guys sign their max contracts between the ages of 28 and 30. Now these guys are signing their big time deals between the ages of 23 and 26 because these teams understand you get a good player, hold him on there for 8 years. That way you've got your cup window goes from 3 or 4 years to, if you keep your core together, maybe 5, 6, 7 years. I know people will say that the Penguins Cup window has never went down. Yeah, it has. There's been several years. There's no way the Penguins we're gonna win the cup, but they had a long cup window just like the Blackhawks did. Oh, somebody disagrees with me.
My dogs did not like that opinion. They were not down with it. So we're going to attempt to do this, and hopefully these dogs will kind of keep quiet. So hold on a second.
That's fine.
I'm going to go to a real quick break, guys. Can you stick around for a few more minutes?
Yeah.
We'll get rid of these dogs here real quick.
I love hot dogs.
Hot dogs? Oh, here we go. That's what we do here. We do funny little things, and we try to make them amusing for our readers. I am Rob Staggenborg as I'm spitting Doritos out all over my keyboard. This is Jason. This is the drop. Yes, our man Lance, and we're happy to have you guys here. We're talking some hockey today. We're going to talk about the windows in the NHL and how they close very quickly, and even for goalies. I know 2 years ago, there was a pretty controversial move where the Blues signed Jordan Binnington to a $60 million contract. So he's performed pretty well in the playoffs. So he had some real stinker parts of what last year or the previous year, he was just terrible. Got benched for Husso, right?
Yeah, I think it was 6 years at 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it was 38 mil total. And I told people,
is that money well spent? My question to you, since you're a goalie, it's like you can't win this league without a goalie.
Yeah. Colorado proved you can last year with Kemper, but his stats in the playoffs were the worst out of any goalie I think that's ever won a cup. But you've 99.9% of the time you have to have that goaltending to win. I mean, look at Martin Brodeur and the Devils; they won. Patrick Waugh won because Montreal won a lot of times because of him. Then you've got, you go all the way back to Ken Dryden. You go all the way back to Bernie Parent. You go, yeah. I mean, you've got to have a goalie. And what people don't understand, I don't really judge Jordan Binnington by that 2020 season. Because everybody got COVID. The Blues were one of the best teams going into the bubble that year, if you all remember correctly. And it just didn't happen for him. And it's sad to see. It's like I always tell people, is Jordan Binnington as great as everybody says he is? No. Is he as bad as some people say he is? No. I think Jordan Binnington at his best can be a top 7 goalie in the league. Some people say he's going to be close to around 2 goals a game this year on average. I don't think so. I think he's going to be 249 to 259 goals against with 915 to 920 save percentage. And if he does that, the Blues are going to play very well. And last year, guys, he was hurt. And he had COVID. And I can tell you right now, I can't imagine as a goalie, even being in my 20s, having COVID after I got it and having to come back and how long it would take me to come back. But we all saw once he got back healthy, he was really good.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Jason, you jump in?
No, he's right. He had COVID. And I remembered something I was going to say earlier now about how you said how O'Reilly came in off the jump and just took over.
Yeah, he did.
And that's why he got to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why he got it. He changed the whole team. They started following his lead.
Yeah.
Well, it took leadership, and there was a vacuum. And what happened in a vacuum? Maybe not the right people become leaders. Sometimes they do. I don't know. I mean, not in the room. It's hard for me to say. So,
yeah, and some of the people that were having issues in the locker room, they're no longer with this team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Lance, before, I want to definitely give you a chance to talk about your podcast. Where can we find it? First of all, what services are you on? Where can we find it? Let's start with the drop.
All right. Yeah. You can reach me by email at drop or at lanced@droppodcast.com. Our website is droppodcast.com. You can find me on Twitter through Drop Podcast as Drop Hockey Show, or my personal Twitter is Hockey Goalie STL, and you can find me there too. I don't care if I get hate emails, love emails, send the emails. I thank everybody for their emails, whether they have the same opinion as me or not. I may not like your email, but I'll at least respond to you.
Sweet.
You're muted, Rob.
Yeah, you're muted. You're muted.
My dogs and my kid, everybody's leaves me alone all day long.
I thought you were miming. I thought you were starting to do the miming. So,
the 1 hour I talk with my hands. Jason knows that.
I do too.
I wondered if you came back with a mouthful of Doritos because you threw the dogs the whole bag.
No, my house is crazy. Trust me, but no. So again, we're talking with Lance. So, what projects are you working on? You're obviously the season starts tonight, so you're going to be probably full bore with that.
Yeah, I'm going to be having more regular podcasts. I was off for a while due to some cancer, and I had to go through some treatments for it, but I'm starting to feel better. And,
congratulations, man. My hat's off to you, dude.
Thank you very much. And
I had a chance to say that to you face to face because
I appreciate it. Yeah, I greatly appreciate everybody's kind thoughts. I was on another show, and Rob knows that show that I was on, and somebody actually come in and said, stop pandering and stop trying to get attention for your illness. And I'm like, I really don't talk about it unless the host asks me about it. Yeah. So, it wasn't easy, and I really feel for anybody that goes through that. And everybody's been very, supportive of me, and I'm feeling better now. I'm going to start doing more regular podcasts, and hopefully everybody can enjoy those. And it's going to be on an Apple Podcast once I start doing them again. And like I said, I told my website, droppodcast.com, and I'm getting that reworked because I left the people that were hosting my site, and I got a new host. So it should be bigger and better than ever. So I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, man, whatever we can do to support you. So the thing is, and Jason and I, so this whole thing started, I used to do the Blue Note fan report with our friend Guy Bensing. And, I have a lot of respect for Guy, does a great thing. So I don't just want to get that out of the way. There's no illness or ill will. We definitely mentioned him quite a few times, but Jason's a regular there. Like Jason someday would be the only person there.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Always there. And then I got to know him like when I moved out of St. Louis, I moved up to Northwest. Jason and I just kind of connected, and just because we're idiots and stupid, and we kind of tried to do a podcast, but we didn't want to
love you.
We didn't want to do a hockey podcast because everybody's got that, but we want to do something maybe a little bit more avant-garde, a little bit different. So we're learning as we go. So we really appreciate your support. But Lance has been supportive of me and Jason just ever since the start. So I just definitely want to give credit to the other website and the other podcast, and definitely want to credit you, Lance, for sure keeping me going, because when I left the other podcast, I was done.
I remember that. Yeah, I definitely remember that.
I still love hockey, and I don't want to leave it. So I appreciate you kind of keeping me connected. So
yeah, I could come on anytime you guys need me to, and I'll support you guys and promote you guys whenever I can. And because you've got a show that isn't just one topic; it'll bring up a bunch of different topics. And I think a lot of people are looking for that type of a vlog right now, because so many people are like me. I'm in one niche, and could I do something like you guys are doing? Yeah, but I prefer to stick to what I'm doing. But you guys can kind of go from subject. If there's a news story, if there's some new thing out there, you guys can talk about it, and I think that's great.
Well, I mean, trust me, we are just doing stupid, goofy news stories and just trying to give people a break. And actually, one of the things that we do every show, we really encourage men who are dealing with depression, any sort of, reach out and get help. Again, that's something that Jason and I are very strong. And certainly, with you on, if you haven't been screened for cancer, do it. Like, why are you not doing it? You're being selfish by not screening, having a screening, whether it's lung cancer, whether it's testicular cancer, whatever it is, prostate cancer. So I just really want to use our time that we talk about this.
And definitely, definitely get a good doctor, because my regular doctor sent me to another urologist about 4 years ago when I started having issues. And the urologist basically poo-pooed me. He says, "Why are you here?" He says, "I see people's PSAs higher than yours all the time. Why did you come here?" And I said, "Well, because my doctor said this, and this, and he's very concerned." You're fine. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And finally, my doctor says, "I'm going to send you somewhere else because this isn't good." And I got a great radiology oncologist and surgeon, and he was just on the ball. And one thing I appreciated about him, get a doctor that's going to be honest with you. Don't get a doctor that after you see him the first time tells you, "Oh, I think everything's going to be great." Or, he told me, he says, "You've been through a lot. You had a stroke. Your wife's had cancer. And now you're going through this." He said, "Mr. Descott, you're going to be going through a lot more in the next couple of years." And I appreciated that honesty. And he was spot on. I mean, he could tell. So get a good doctor, get screened. I know there's guys out there that think, "I'm not going to do that. I'm a man." And guys, get it done, because of me, mine got way too far than it should have. And I've got a much more risk than a lot of people have. Don't poo-poo it. It's very serious.
Well, you know what? I and Jason and I would have you back on just to talk about that, because I think it's so important. It's actually people. I know it bores people who they tune in for sports, but I'll tell you, it's an important message that we definitely would want to share and be, have you part of. So that's definitely for sure. And then the other thing is I just, Jason, for programming note, I want to let folks know that we kind of switch between Friday and Saturday night. Tonight, there's a lot of sports going on. We talked about the college football, huge game. The latest way I think Tennessee beating Alabama. Are you a college football fan?
I love it because Nick Saban is one of the dirtiest, most cheating coaches in all of football. And he tries to say, "I do everything that all the other coaches do." I'm sorry, Mr. Saban, you are the worst of all of them. And you set a bad example for some of these young coaches that come in and think they have to cheat and do other things to get the right players. I'm happy for athletes when they win, regardless of what team it is. But when a coach I don't have a lot of opinion of loses, I think it's great. So I'm happy they lost. And the Vols fans deserved it because they played a very good game.
Yeah, they scored a lot of points, man. They scored a lot of points, and they beat them. I will tell you though, like the only coach I have respect for is Coach Saban. So you and I probably have to talk about that also. I fell into all the Kool-Aid that he's been serving, So anyway, again, Lance, thanks for coming on. Just close out the show, do a couple things that we normally do. Definitely appreciate having you on, and appreciate seeing you. Come on again.
Great. It's awesome to see you guys on, and I wish you the best of success and have a good rest of your show.
Thank you. I think that Jason and I, we decided that we're going to do this because we love to do it.
Yeah.
We definitely want the numbers, and we're going to eventually get the numbers, but we want to do it because we like to have fun, and we're idiots, and we got microphones. So guess what? Why not? Anyway.
I think you guys it's going to take off eventually. Hard work is going to show, and I wish you guys the best.
Yeah, we're doing it. So thanks again, Lance. We'll talk to you next time, okay?
Love you, man.
Lance is great, dude.
I know.
I just should listen to him. So let's just listen to him talk because, I know some people, because he's opinionated. Okay?
Oh, no.
People are like, "Oh, I don't think he's such a man." No, he's got an opinion. He sticks with it. Yeah. I don't agree with him. Sometimes I'm like, "Lance, I don't think that's true." Like Lou said, like Saban. I love Lou Saban.
You know what I love? That's why I call him the voice.
So I know this is rolling. Is this show PG-13? No. This show, we're just talking, dude. This show is nothing. It's not R. It's not X. It's not PG-13. It's fucking a show, dude. Why does it have to be whatever? It's what Jason and I want to do. Dude, back off, man. For real. It's like, for real. We're just having fun. And then like you're blowing up the comments because you don't like it. Well, dude, hey, we're doing what we know how to do.
Yes,
I love Lance, and I'll have him on. If you don't care for him, then that's your deal with him. That's not my deal.
You know what?
Sorry, I'm calling bullshit. Like, don't come on the fucking chat line blowing up about Lance about stuff and this show being PG-13. It is what it is, dude. It is. Two guys who get on the radio, who get on the freaking internet and do a show because we have the balls to do it. No one else does. So, you know what? I'm sorry. I get fucking a little rant about it, but it fucking annoys me because it takes time. Jason and I spend fucking every night talking about the goddamn show, what to do, how to bring things on, how to make it good. So, again, if you're not with us, bye. See you, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It's
but
okay. I just want to say,
you can tell I'm fired up.
I just want to say, I call Lance the voice of reason because he's honest, and I love him.
So let me give you an example. This is the type of shit that shows up on the fucking line.
What the hell is that?
I don't fucking show it, dude.
Is that Rowan?
I don't know who it is. It just comes to a Facebook user, but it's like, dude, don't do that. That's rude.
Rowan, don't make me call you out on live internet.
I don't like it at all, dude, because you know what? We're doing it. All we're doing is we're just providing entertainment for people who want to log in and check us out. We're not trying to sell a product. We're not trying to fucking do all this shit. We're not. We're just here talking about, okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to sell my book, okay?
Wow.
And kill me for selling my goddamn book. But my whole thing is I'm not going to sit there and listen to people on the fucking chat line blow us up because they don't have the nerve to do their own show. Because if you do a show, I'll go in your chat line and fucking blow you up, dude. Or ma'am, or whoever it is. It just annoys me. It's like easy to fucking throw shit from the outside, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
But fucking nobody wants to have you. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Nobody's asked for this person to come on.
Right.
Not one goddamn person has asked for this person to come back on our show.
I hear you.
That's the reality, dude. So, I'm gonna run off to a break, dude. Give me a couple minutes, okay?
Hey, do the 4-minute one. I gotta urinate.
I don't know which one's the 4-minute one here. I think this is.
I love this show.
What's that?
I said I love this show.
Well, I'm pissed because it's like fucking dude.
It's fine.
All right, you go pee. I'm gonna go fucking run this shit. Come back. We'll close it out. All right, folks. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm having a meltdown. It fucking annoys me, dude. Like annoys me. You know what? It may not be good, but we're doing it because it's important to us. Okay? Like I'm sorry. You know, I gotta guarantee you that we're not doing it for you, Mr. Man who's not happy with the show. We didn't say, let's do a show for this fucker. No, we decided we're not doing that. So anyway, enjoy. This is coming at you.
Hello, I'm Joel Aldrin, and this film is about advertising. The reason I'm here is because I feel pretty strongly about the contribution advertising makes to the strength of our country. Now, as you know, advertising means different things to different people. And here's a good illustration of what I mean. Now, a word from Ford.
We are back, folks. We're back. Jason's not back from peeing. So we'll go ahead and do our little roll. Whoop, where's it go? Jason. Anyway, hope you guys all had a good time with our show tonight. I really enjoyed it. Got a little hot, got a little heated, a little annoyed about a couple things, but you know, it is what it is, dude. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna apologize for my show, dude. I'm not gonna apologize for doing what I love to do. I'm not. So let's go check this thing out right now. We're back. Jason, we're back. What do you think, dude?
We're back.
Dude, you're mellow tonight, dude. I've never seen you so mellow. You're smoking the mellow weed or something like the Oriental Rain or something, dude. You're like, oh, dude, I can't fucking.
I'm good.
Pasted to the couch. Fuck you, dude. I'm okay.
I did feel like during the session with Lance, I felt like I just kept sinking lower.
You did.
Lower.
You did.
I did feel that.
You know, and I think what like people don't know that we spend so much money on our set. Like that couch, that is a couch that we bought from France, brought it in for Jason. And the other thing is that outlet, we wanted that outlet square dab in the middle of the picture. We did.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted this picture in the back of them. I do. Like, I love that picture. That is a picture that an artist drew. Like a real artist drew that shit. Look at that. Good stuff, man.
Hey, that's an outlet cover that some underpaid foreign worker in another country made. So
I know. My dog broke, like, you know, the coax cover for the coaxial for your, you know, that goes on your wall. My dog like fucking tore the thing off, shattered it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, who does that? So we're fostering this puppy. We love it. We're gonna keep her. She's awesome. Beautiful, purebred German Shepherd. Really nice dog. Really nice dog. She's fucking crazy, dude. She's crazy.
I bet.
Eats my shoes, everything, dude. Nuts. Oh man. Well, anyway, what do you got going this week, dude?
Not much. Just working and trying to find cool stuff to talk about on the show.
We got tagged. Guys, it was awesome. Lance just tagged us, said it was awesome.
Sweet.
And he thinks this show's going down in flames. Like I'm thinking Lance is going to get us freaking off air. He's going to call the FCC and tell them what we're doing. We're going to be off the air. No, he loves the show. Fucking guys, it was awesome. We should see this. Guys, it was awesome.
Thank you, Lance, a lot.
Lance is awesome, though. He's a good dude. You know what I love about Lance? He can be like totally serious, but he can have fun too. You know what I mean? Like
I know. I thought he was gonna go off on a fuckity rant at one point, and then he didn't, and then you did. I was like,
oh man. And you know what? We did give a shout out to your buddy. Make sure he's not hurt. His feelings aren't hurt. But the thing is we did give a shout out. We always do. Like I must have given this guy 5 shout outs on my show for free.
I know. We love him.
You go on me, you get on me, but I do it. Has he ever said to anyone on his show, hey, go check out Jason on the TwoBrosShow?
I don't know.
Happens, then we'll talk about forming an alliance.
An alliance? Holy shit.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Fucking have him promote our show. If he promotes our show, then it's all good, man. All good.
Bro.
Can't be, wait a minute. You promote my show for fucking years, and I won't do nothing to help you. It can't be that way.
Do you know your shirt almost matches the wall? It's like you're on a green screen.
But Jason, that's not equitable. Look here, I'll do this. It's not equitable. It's not equitable to do it that way.
No, I know, you're right.
Now, they don't owe us nothing. They don't owe us anything. We're not asking for people to say anything. But, hey, the goodness out of my heart and the goodness out of your heart, Jason, because you're the one that keeps on this whole thing. It's a little thing called Prid Pro Quo.
Yeah, that's it.
We promote you help promote us so we could get more than 2 freaking people watching our goddamn show. That's how it works. We help you, you help us. We build each other up. We build each other's communities up. Lance is all about that. Lance, he's like, sure, I'll come on. Like, we were like, oh, I'm not sure we should have him on because he's a guy. No, Lane's like, no, I'm coming on. I'll talk hockey. And I love talking hockey with him because I feel like he doesn't get so emotionally invested that he wants to scream at people. He just talks hockey. So I've been like taking a lot of truth serum tonight, drinking or something because I'm like,
I know.
But the thing is like, I'm serious. That name will never be mentioned on the show ever again until our show gets mentioned on his show.
What are you doing trying to start a war?
Nope. I'm just saying, we've done this 4 times now, dude. 4 times we've promoted his show. And we're just asking for 1 time. Because you're one of his biggest supporters, right?
Yeah.
And he owes that to you, not to me, but he owes that to you.
Oh, I'm
are part of the show.
Yeah, you know me, bro.
I know you're not confrontational. I'm just telling you though.
I don't care.
Let's call it what it is. You know, when you support somebody, it's a 2-way street. It's not just you support me and I do all the good shit and then you don't get nothing.
Oh,
That's
I know.
not the way I work. That's not how I work with Jason. Okay? Jason, I've already said, whatever we do in this show that is of success, Jason and I will split that son-of-a-bitch 50-50.
50-50.
No, you get 30 and I get 60 because I did all the work and none of that shit. It's down the middle, straight handshake business deal.
At this point now, right now, I just do this to help people. Right now, I'm just that's what I'm doing.
I don't want to pull you into this, but I do think it's only fair that since you support his show and you are part of the show, you are, dude, it's not just me, it's both of us, right? Like you agree, you take ownership of the show as much as I do, right?
Oh yeah, my face is out there. That's why we can't have Rowan on our show. Sorry, Rowan. I mean, facts are facts.
So I got someone on the chat getting ready to freaking blow me up. I'm sure I'm getting all annoyed here. Who are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't know if is it. I don't even know who. See, you can't tell who this is on the freaking Facebook thing anymore. It just says Facebook user.
That loser.
I don't know, dude. I get fed up with people who have all kinds of goddamn opinions about what you and I should do.
Yeah.
But there when it's time to do this shit.
Yeah.
Only you and me. Our lonelies.
That was basically Roland. Not to call you out, Roland, but you have a lot of opinions. But when it came time for you to help us out, you were like,
you didn't share the show. You said you're going to share the show, and you did not share the show once, dude. So I'm not trying to start anything, but I'm just saying, me and Jason need to be focused on people who can help us make the show successful. If you can't and not willing to do it, that's fine, dude. We're not going to ask you for anything, but we are going to look for people who can help us make our show successful, that can help us earn money doing the show and to be able to get the show out there. So that becomes our focus. So anyone else is kind of just hanging around with opinions and stuff. If it doesn't help us get to the next level, then it's no good for me. It doesn't work for me, dude.
Yeah, part of the reason I want to earn money for my family, my grandkids, my daughters, but I also want to earn money because I want to help. I want to give back some way. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll do the dollar thing sometime at the restaurant or the store for the charity stuff, but I want to know where this money's going. I want to personally give money to help
where your dollar, you want to know where your dollar's going? Okay.
Yeah, for suicide solutions and for depression. I want to help that kind of stuff. I want to help people with that. I want to give some money towards that from what we make. I mean, that's what this is about. Yeah, it's comedy, but what does comedy do? That keeps people alive.
Yeah, keeps them laughing. And the other thing is, Jason and I, we went into this knowing we never really done this before. So we have a lot to learn, and we're learning as we go. So if anybody wants to beat up on us about that, and you know what, man, just tell me what time your show's on, and I'd love to jump on and talk to you about your show. Because right now I need people who can help us get from point A to point B. We got people who are helping us behind the scenes who are doing it. And I'm going to focus on those folks. So that's where I'm coming from, Jason. I'm not ranting about it. I'm just telling you, dude. It's enough of that, man.
I hear you.
You have people in your family who have been supportive of you, who have helped you, who watch the show, who give you ideas. My wife has been on the show. She gives me ideas. She does things. Other people have emailed us and texted us about things to be on the show and things that they think they would like to see. So, I mean, dude, that's what we're doing. I mean, I don't understand why this has to be, it's not X-rated bullshit. That's for sure.
No, there's always going to be somebody.
There's also something I want to talk to you about off the air that I can't say on air that makes you feel very strongly about this, but it has to do with something that's very personal. And Jason, excuse me, when I tell you, you'll understand for sure. So.
Good. Okay. I'm a little worried now, folks. Okay.
Oh, no. But, dude, listen, we're going to go ahead and wrap her on up, dude. Okay? We'll be back on Wednesday.
Huh?
We'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, look forward to that.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead.
Mark it down, dude. Mark it down. You've been late the past couple of times, dude. Mark that shit down.
I had a lot going on, man. I'm supposed to be at church in the morning for my mom's baptism.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hey, congratulations. And also, congratulations to Lance, man. What a fucking inspirational story that was.
Hell yeah, Lance.
They can beat cancer, man. They get my thumbs up, dude.
Yeah, I've never heard him say that. I mean, I've seen him on the show, on the Blue Show, but I've never heard him personally express that. And
If someone would say he was getting attention for being a cancer patient, to me that's wrong. Don't know who would have said that, but
I don't either.
don't
I'm
want
glad I
to.
wasn't in front of
Not how
him
we
when
feel.
they said it.
It's not how we feel about it. But
No, I'm.
there you go. Say what you're gonna say.
Oh, I just said I'm glad I wasn't in front of that person physically when they said it. I would have had to control my fleshy side.
It is what it is. But hey, listen, we're having fun. We'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully, folks will join us. Again, we're trying to do our best to get our word out there. Help us share the show on social media. Join us on our Facebook page. We're on the new TwoBrosShow. And we also have a group, the TwoBrosShow, which is the group, the page, new TwoBrosShow. After 6 months of finally learning this shit, dude.
Nice. And remember, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, and you leave us all behind hurting when you feel no pain.
Call 888. It's the National Suicide Hotline. Don't mess around with it. Again, if you also haven't had a cancer screening, get a doctor, get yourself screened, man. That's something you need to do. So, all right, bro. Listen, with you, me, we're out. I'm Rob. That's Jason.
Love you all. Love you, Lance.
Welcome to the Two Bros Show. Here's your host, Rob Staggenborg, with co-host Jason Nichols. Let's go to the studio. Wolverine!